Alright, I am leaving the church to go pick up my paycheck from the movie theater because I forgot to last Friday, like I always seem to do. And I think I found a good way to record videos in my car, which would of course be Velcro. So the max speed I'm probably going to be going when headed to work is like 55, so we'll see how this thing holds up going around corners and stuff like that. And I've only got about 28 minutes of video that I can record onto this thing, so we will see how all goes. And hopefully, I can't really tell, you know, how, because my camera screen doesn't flip around, I can't see how well I'm recording. And also, I don't know how much, you know, shake, rattle, and roll is going to be going on in my video. So I guess we'll find out sort of as we go. That's always so weird about name brand things, how we end up calling things by their brand. Like, most people don't know, at least I didn't until Pillow Pets came out, that Velcro isn't the technical term for Velcro. Velcro is a name brand. The actual object, I guess, is called a hook and loop strap. I know, it sounds really weird. And like Band-Aids, Band-Aid, band, B-A-N-D, or dash aid, A-I-D, is a brand as well. It's not the product, which I'm so used to calling them Band-Aids, but they're actually adhesive bandage strips. Funny about that. And like the list goes on and on, like Kleenex, except I sort of got away from Kleenex, because Kleenex was for the longest time what everybody called tissues. But tissues are the real technical term for Kleenex. Kleenex is a brand. Huh, this is weird. I know you guys can't see this, but there's a car in front of me, and it's got some bumper stickers on it. And one of the bumper stickers is brass knuckles, only like the little holes where you put your fingers, I guess. I really don't know. That's another story. The little holes where you put your fingers are like the peace signs. So it's like an oxymoron. It doesn't make much sense to me. How do you hold brass knuckles anyway? Because there's like the part where you've got your fingers, and then there's like the bar underneath it. Yeah, you know, people who've seen brass knuckles probably know what I'm talking about. But do you hold that like metal piece in your hand, I guess? So it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to use brass knuckles. What happened to video games that were like really hard, that took forever to beat? Like, I remember Zelda Majora's Mask. And me and my brother played a lot of that. We got it from my friend Dustin. And we played a lot of that game. And we didn't beat it until I think like last year we beat it. And we had it since we were really young. It was just a difficult game. It was long, and there were so many puzzles and stuff. But I think a lot of that has to do with someone will beat it, and then they'll post like how to beat it. This guy passed me. They'll post like how to beat it on the internet, and then you're like, oh, I'm stuck at this one part, I don't know what to do. Then you go on the internet and you look it up, and there you go, you're done with it. You move on. But I don't know. I sort of don't like doing that. So I like having a game where it's just really difficult and you don't know what to do, and even stuff like, even games that are like games that make you mad because the controls are really difficult. Like, I've got this one game for the PlayStation called Lifeline, and you're basically this observer, and you have to have the PlayStation headset, which luckily I found one at a garage sale. I actually found that one before I bought the game, so I could play it, which is a lot of fun. But it's really difficult because it was new tech. I guess it was like sort of like a new thing for the time. Because what you have to do is you have to like hold down a button and you have to like talk to your microphone to get your character to do anything. And the combat for that is really, really, really difficult because you're like run left, run right, shoot, auto fire, reload, heal up, and all that kind of stuff. And your character won't do anything at all. Like they'll just let themselves get eaten by these monsters unless you say something to them. So it's really difficult. But the most challenging thing is the voice. Like the voice recognition is okay, but especially when you're panicking, because it plays out a little bit like a horror game. Like every once in a while a monster will pop up and you're like, oh my goodness, turn around and shoot it. But like you're yelling and screaming at the person because they're getting ready to die, and you're low on like things that'll heal you and stuff like that. So you're running around screaming at them, and you're like, go left, and they're like, I can't do that. Oh, that's one thing that she says in the video game. I can't do anymore, and I hate that because you're like step to the left and then fire, because the bad guy can only jump at you from head on. She's like, I can't do anymore, and it's like, no, you're just not listening to me. Which is, oh, it makes me so mad. And the hardest part about that video game, so far, I still haven't beaten it, but so far the hardest part has been in the beginning. You had to watch like the little intro that gets you introduced to your character to find out who she is and how she ended up on this. You're in a space station, so find out how she ended up in this space station. And so she has like a sister or a friend or something named, I think her name was like Maria or something. But they only mention her name once in the video, or maybe a few times, I don't know. But I wasn't really paying attention to the minor details about the character because none of it seemed all that important to me. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna listen to the story. Okay, you're on a spaceship. That's great. And then like the first thing in the video game was, what was that sister or friend or whatever? What was her name? It took me probably an hour. Like, I just started listing off names because I wasn't paying attention. And I didn't want to go on the internet to find what this girl's name was, because that would have been the dumbest thing to have to go on the internet for, was to get, like, I hadn't even started playing the game yet. I wasn't even to the part where it says, to do this, push this button. It was awful. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that game, I find that a lot of fun because it's really challenging. Not only is it like it's a difficult game, but what really makes it difficult is the voice struggle. Like eventually it'll pick up on your voice, and eventually you can realize that if you just make guttural sounds that sort of sound like what you need to do, she'll eventually figure it out. But that's what's fun about it. It's fun because it's fun because it's annoying, I guess. So I don't see anyone's car back here. Are we closed this Monday? Is Monday a holiday? I don't know. Let's see how this thing did.